Hey, what's going on? Today's daily walk. Oh man, this is a big one. The number one thing that destroys or has the capacity to destroy our business. I have done this, and hopefully I'm speaking to people right now who may be going through this or may be doing this themselves. This is the number one tool the universe uses to shut down your purpose and calling, to shut down your business. And you can apply this in anywhere in life, to shut down your marriage, to shut down your finances, to shut down your belief. This is it. And what it is isolation. All right. So let's take yourself through a journey. I'll use my own journey. Okay. This month, the month started out really rough business-wise, really rough. And the first thing that I wanted to do is when my business coaches would call me, okay, friends would call me. I wanted to isolate. I didn't want to. I ignored the calls. You know why? Shame. I didn't want to be like when they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" I didn't want to be. I was shameful. I don't want to be like, "Dude, it's going absolutely horrible." You know. So shame kept me in isolation. Then pride, I wouldn't want to even see other people be like, "Hey man, how's everything going?" Because pride held me back. Or fear. So fear, shame, and pride keep us in isolation. Think of a time maybe where it could be in marriage, we're going to keep it to business, but it could be in any walks of life where you're just frustrated. You're in a rut, you're in a valley, and maybe your coach comes to you and they come to you and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" And you're like, "Dude, just get out of here, man." Maybe you said some things you didn't mean to say. Maybe you were frustrated, you're in the valley, and you just came at them and they were the easiest target. Well, then what that is, that's a tool of isolation. Okay, because now when you calm down, you're like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have talked to that coach the way I talked to him. I shouldn't have said those things." So it's your pride that's going to keep you in isolation, because you're going to be like, "You know what? I said those things. I'm going to think of some reasons to currently avoid them. They probably hate me now." No, connect. When you are in the valley, I see this when we used to coach on nutrition plans. People would ghost us on the weekend out of shame or maybe pride, because they would go and eat all these foods on the weekend. That's when they needed us most. Not to be like, "Don't eat this." No, to journey with them. Maybe to tell them, "Hey, it's okay. You're celebrating on the 4th of July. Your grandfather is a vet. Absolutely. Let's have a good time. Hey, maybe shy away from these, and then we can strategize." Now we're game planning, and they have no fear, no shame, and no pride. They're like, "Wow, I just got coaching in a situation that I would normally have isolated myself." So when business projections aren't looking good, that's when you got to reach out for help. And that is the number one tool of the enemy, is to keep you in isolation using fear, shame, and pride. So ask yourself, and I get it. Maybe the marriage ain't doing so good, and you don't want to go out to couples night because you're just going to hear about how great they are. Hey, don't let your pride get in the way. Instead be like, "Hey guys, we're not going to get into it, but James and I, or Eric and I, or whatever, we're going through some stuff. We really admire how you guys go through it." And you know what's going to happen when you connect? They're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, we went through that back in 2015. And you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, we're not alone. You mean this perfect couple over here that I put on this pedestal is going through the same things that we do?" That is how you grow, is staying connected. Staying connected, but it's built in our brains that when we want to when we should be staying connected is when we want to not be connected, is when we want to be in isolation, when we're anxious, when we're struggling with a little bit of that depression. Those things will keep us in the corner. Those things will keep us in isolation. So just being aware, and yeah, maybe you said some things to whoever that you shouldn't have said. No problem, okay? If that person's a family member, they love you. If that person's a coach, you hired them for a reason. Go back and be like, "You know what? I don't know what I was thinking. I'm still in a rut, man. Can we strategize?" And that person's going to come to you with a loving heart, and they're going to make things happen for you. But don't go in isolation. You can look at anywhere in history. People that stay connected win. People that live in isolation do not win, ever. That's the number one tool of the universe to keep us in mediocrity, okay? That's why getting into small groups and things of that nature and staying connected is so vitally important. So when you feel like isolating, just let that be your awareness reminder. Let that be like, I need to connect now more than ever. You know, I'm not going to be afraid to go to the person that maybe I offended because I was in a bad state. I'm not going to let that fear guide me. I'm not going to be shameful and say, you know what, stuff's going down. I need help. I'm not going to let the shame keep me in isolation. I'm not going to let my pride keep me from isolation. You know, hey, I'm having a rough month, man. This happened. You know, hey, man, can we connect? Can we get through this together? Fear, shame, and pride are built to keep us in isolation. Don't let them. And how do you know those things are at work? When you're isolating yourself. Okay? When you're isolating yourself from your coach, when you're isolating yourself from your significant other, when you're isolating yourself from your church, when you're isolating yourself from your friends, when you're isolating yourself from your family, that's when you know that fear, shame, and pride are at work in you. But you have a choice. You can put up that wall and say, you know what? Not today, fear, shame, and pride. I'm connecting. I'm going to get through this. There's strength in numbers, and I'm going to make this happen. So that's today's daily walk. When you feel that you are in isolation and you want to stay in isolation, so to stay home, stay in that corner, that's when you know you need connection more than ever. All right, rock and roll. You guys have a great rest of your day.